Jesus, it is absolutely cold out. Oh, this is gonna suck. All right, here we go. Look, cars in modern America, and for the most part the whole world today, absolutely suck in my opinion. The days of key start cars, affordable daily drivers, and even sports cars are, for the most part, long gone in the next decade or so. And so, let's dive a deeper look into it. Look, the car industry's been on the decline since the 70s, and even more so in the 90s with gas prices soaring, but real car people know that there's still amazing cars that were made during this time period, like the Mazda RX-7 with its goofy rotary engine. It was peak and it's affordable sports car. The Subaru Impreza rally cars that were made with stick shifts.
And before we've even begun, here it is. The Subaru Impreza is the best, and that's that. It just is.
Jaguar sedans, while not being so reliable in the 90s, had some of the most sleek interior designs ever made.
God, is that a Mark 10?
That is a Mark 10. That's a properly villainous Jag.
That is a proper Jag.
Jag, oh yes.
Whatever you do, okay, do not tell him that.
No.
The BMW M3, which is what's considered the greatest M sports car series that BMW made, just paved the way for the M4, the M5, even some of the new ones that we see today. Even Formula One cars that were made during the 90s and the 2000s are like the most iconic sports cars ever made, a symbol of car culture. Look, the point I'm trying to make is that all these cars today simply can't be made in 2024. Why? Well, government regulation, of course. If you haven't kept up with the political atmosphere of car manufacturing in the last decade or so, you'll know that there was, and still is, a huge debate on the safety of standards in America. So, car accidents in the US are some of the leading causes of death in the country, and we're honestly not even that close from the next country back. This, of course, sparked a huge wave of legislation being rushed out in the early 2010s, such as backup cameras, electronic stability, blind spot warnings, driver assistance with steering, modern airbag and seatbelt improvements. All of these were made to reduce fatalities. So while I do believe that all of these are generally a good improvement, especially for, less people dying, it still wasn't enough. While car fatalities did drop to 30,000s from the 40,000 range, by the end of the decade, they were right back up to 40,000 again. So the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration sees these statistics and says, you know what, let's double down on safety standards, right? And so they really crack down on driver safety. So earlier this year, they announced it's their plan for every passenger vehicle to have automatic emergency braking systems by 2029. They've also advocated many times to Congress to implement a nationwide anti-speeding technology law, although that's not expected to pass. So what's my problem with all of this? James, why are you so opposed to safety legislation and car regulations to make people die less? Why are you so opposed to these new safety standards that are supposed to help us be better drivers? Well, it's not my problem with the actual safety itself. My problem is, look at what it's doing to prices. Look at this graph, right? Look at what it's doing to the prices of new cars. It's skyrocketed these past 2 years. They're at all-time highs right now. And so, while these new safety regulations are choking our wallets now because of these new regulations, many people are turning to buy these cheaper models that don't have these new safety standards, which is why the accidents are still so high, because many cars on the road aren't new cars still. So newer cars simply aren't as fun as older cars nowadays. Today, the average car weighs over 4,000 pounds. They make almost no noise, and they almost always have a screen or built-in operating system like a computer. Gone are the days of stick shift manuals and muscle cars that America was founded on. The EV market is plowing through the gas market right now. In the next decade or so, multiple car brands are about to go fully electric. Like, remember Jaguar that I was talking about earlier, right? Beautiful interiors, really nice engines, right? They're going full electric next year in 2025. Cadillac, Bentley, Buick, Alfa Romeo, Aston Martin, Chrysler, Lexus, Mazda, Mercedes, they're all going full electric by 2030. Like, the thought of the people who made the Miata going full electric just blows my mind. Like, a rotary engine and like a just hot hatchback just going full electric with like all of those properties that made the car so good are just being gone. They're just gone. Like, it's depressing knowing what made cars so cool, like the sound, the feel, just the overall experience of knowing how to drive a manual or hearing the engine. All that going away just sucks. The worst part about all that, even if you're not a car person, is it's all just going to be more expensive. Like, none of this is going to be affordable in the current market that we're in right now with inflation rates and the new MSRP being so high. Like, the electronic vehicle market, while it is going down, the prices are going down right now in these past couple months, it's still going to be way more expensive than buying an older car without these new features. Like, I don't understand why we aren't implementing better safety regulations for humans rather than making technology do all that safety work for us. Why are we not improving the safety of driving within humans rather than implementing all this new expensive technology that's doing for us? Like, are we implementing these technologies because we have so little trust in humans themselves? Like, I know this is a bit of a rant, but I don't understand why we don't put more emphasis on ourselves being able to drive, because ultimately it is us controlling the vehicle. It shouldn't be the vehicle controlling us, right? I mean, some people do think that because they see the statistics, they see the tests, and they see ultimately better improvement. But what I believe is the right option, this is just my opinion, is we should just improve the safety of driving within people, make tests harder. I know, like, in multiple states that like the driving test is so incredibly easy and so many people can pass it. Like, I've heard stories from so many people about how they've managed to pass these tests by, like, you know, being drunk or like making just the most mind-boggling errors, and they still passed. Like, I've seen YouTube videos of it, and it's just ridiculous that we allow these people to drive on the road that cause these crashes. And so I just don't believe that this new technology is worth the cost of our wallets by like us not being able to just improve the safety of drivers themselves. So that's about it for my rant. And go watch Top Gear Grand Tour. You're missing out.
We love Jags because they're so roguish. You can take a girl out for dinner if you have a Jag, and then she will pay. You can go and stay with people for the weekend, help yourself to all their belongings, and no one will mind because you have a Jag.